Fuck's up with this? Anyway, welcome everybody. I'm trying to get schedule one opened here. It looks like it's working now. It just wasn't working a second ago. Yeah, welcome back to episode 2 of Attempt 16 of our Permadeath Perma Arrest series. A series with a special spin on it because we are doing all of the labor for drug production ourselves. Now, there is a finish line, okay? Once I have every customer from every region at 100% addictiveness, we will be done. Effectively done. And then at that point, if I want to, I could I could start hiring people at various locations. I actually had a vision last night. I want to have a forever world where I have many properties and I can evaluate okay, how do I get the most amount of bricks per day type thing, right? Like, how do I get ahead to that extent? And I'm honestly kind of curious to see. Imagine if I had just a shitload of storage and we built a weed operation somewhere, and then we decided later, after we had data on brick production, that we wanted to do a meth operation there or a coke operation there, and we could see what our maximum output of bricks is at various locations. And we could kind of min-max the throughput of the builds. I hear spray paint. Oh, someone's about to get it. Hell yeah. What's in your skirt, huh? $28? Not anymore. We just murdered her. Oh, that's nice. I have problems. Okay, let's go into the bungalow. We bought it at the end of the last episode, so we now have it. We can use it as a dedicated mixing setup where we will get our deliveries and shit. That kind of clips through. Well, we can't fit all 8 of these in here. But we can do 4 over there and then maybe 4 over here. Well, that works. Yeah, a little stair step in there for now. Okay, so let's get our 8-step mix ingredients delivered here. So, battery. Kook. Actually, you know what? I need to get them in the proper order, and I need to get them 80 at a time. So, flu medicine. Flu medicine, energy drink, paracetamol, and gasoline. I think that's the first 4 steps of the mix. Order is too large. There we go. Yeah. So that's the first 4 ingredients that we're getting sent to the bungalow. Now we need the last 4, which is battery, chili, mega bean, and kook. Yeah, battery, chili, mega bean, and kook. We'll get that sent to the bungalow too. Okay, there we go. We now have 80 of each part of the 8-step mix coming here, and I'll be able to mass produce it at a place like this. This is what I envisioned last night before we had to stop playing. So we're gonna test it out here today. I'm gonna go make sure I have 8 stacks of meth. And we're gonna bring them over here. Oh, look at this fucking guy. He's been buying some zoinks. Zoinks, Scoob. It looks like the zoinks is actually selling. It's gonna give us more shelf life to the weed. All right, this is ready. You kind of want to swing your hammer fast. If you go slowly, it doesn't work as well. All right. So how's that? We need one more stack of meth to be made. Fair enough. So we're gonna turn over everything that is in the chemistry stations to the lab ovens, and then we're gonna go check on the weed operation. We just need these to start finishing. 24 seconds. I am on early de facto, I am. Yep, Zuzi and I got an early start today. How are you doing, buddy? Did you end up coming down after your panic attack scare yesterday? I'd imagine, probably, right? All right, there's the liquid meth. Let's start cooking it. Yeah, once those deliveries get there, we're gonna be able to do 8 steps of a mix all in a row. This is the last, you know what, let's start another batch. Yeah. I'm gonna wanna try to keep this going so that we can stockpile. We're done with this series. Like, we're gonna continue, we're gonna keep Attempt 16 as a forever world to test out the brick output of various properties with a bunch of employees, but in order to earn the right to use the employees, I have to get every customer addicted on my own labor. So, yeah, we gotta work our way there. Nice, we made 700 bucks on the debit today. That helped us to cover some of the costs. And I can deposit 10K on Monday. It is really nice to finally have the post office. Well, you know what I'd say, de facto? I tell you to take a cold shower, buddy. Or fast a lot. Do a lot of fasting. Fasting is used as a treatment for seizures. And I am not sure, but I suspect seizures and panic attacks are kind of like the same, you know, it's like the same thing, kind of. The brain gets overloaded by stimuli and it just sort of crashes out. All right, we're making the next batches. We should have 20 meth by tomorrow when we want to do the 8-step mixes, when those deliveries are there. Yeah, so now let's just go check on the weed and then we can go to sleep. I didn't even get a call for any business today. Yeah, the phone has been pretty quiet, but the dealers have been busy. Well then, the next step is changing what you eat. Like maybe if you only eat a lot of protein and you don't have anything else, like no carbohydrates or anything, right? All right, let's start processing all this stuff. Yeah, never convince yourself that you need medication to beat the hell in your head. You can totally find a way to crush it, all on your own. You don't need the doctor's help. You can do it. That's the good thing about mental problems. They're all in your head. You know what I mean? It's not like cancer where it actually like takes up space in the body and it like corrupts your own cells against you. It's, you know, the mind is it's different. There's alterations you can make to its function. And typically a problem in the brain stems from a problem in the body. So usually it's like, you know, it has to do with metabolism or diet or some other extraneous environmental exposures and stuff. All right, there's all the soil. We're down to our last batch, so 24 seeds, 3 grows. There we go, everything is planted and ready. Let's leave the trimmers behind. We grabbed the heavenly weed. Now we, past curfew, have to try to do the same thing, but over at the sewers. Okay, let's fill up the soil dispensers ahead of time. We know we're gonna need the top up. All right. Beautiful. Let's hang all this up to dry. And we have more heavenly weed to be cleaned here. Beautiful. Now we got to replant. Okay, we have all of our gear. Now let's just clean up a little bit. I'm so glad I learned that trick where the seed packet, it falls wherever you're standing when you plant the seed. So if you stand in one place and plant 8 seeds, then they're all going to be right under your feet. It's honestly kind of useful. All right, let's head out of here. We're good. I'll take this way. We'll go straight to the motel. I have no deals for today, which is wonderful. Like, nobody's oh, yeah, right. It's because I removed everything from the product app. Okay. We're gonna list green crack for tomorrow. Oh, God. Fucking meth goblin. That takes me to Highland Range. I have to go this way and then turn right. Okay, here we are, with plenty more weed. We're gonna go to sleep and we're gonna start making some bricks. And I'm gonna list Zoinks for sale to our customers as well. Yeah, let's get some rest. Tomorrow, mixing day. We got 8 stacks of meth that we need to mix. Well, I find most time de facto, like, it's usually what makes a person healthy is not necessarily what they do eat, but what they choose not to eat, right? Like, it's processed food is responsible for so many problems today. Like, do you ever eat, like, carbohydrate heavy foods? Do you have enriched wheat? Do you eat a lot of white bread? Do you have like chips or soda or anything of the sort? Because I feel like if you were only having meat and potatoes and eating once a day, then you'd never have like a panic attack. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, let's go grab the meth that we need. We made a bunch of bricks, but we'll need to continue making more to re-up the dealers later. Fortunately, their Zoink supply is taking them quite far. The weed is going slower than it otherwise would. Yeah, it's helping a lot to preserve their supply. Let's harvest this. And the deliveries for mixing are currently waiting. All right, there we go. We have 8 stacks. I might want to turn this over. Just because we're doing good doesn't mean I can stop on production, right? But there's plenty of time in a day. I'm gonna have to make time to try and go get those new customers, though. There we go. Oh yeah, sorry gamer fam. We've been having really weird occurrences with that lately. My viewership has been spontaneously high, but there's also been a remarkable amount of censorship happening for people's comments, even when they're not using dangerous keywords or anything. It's been an observed phenomenon lately. I personally think it has a lot to do with the Epstein files. I think all social media platforms, like it's every creator on YouTube is having this happen. It's not just my channel. So I think it has a lot to do with the Epstein files and the regulation of information. Yeah, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, how are you doing, gamer fam? Brown rice, pork, beef, chicken, and vegetables, eh? Well, I'm assuming you already know to wash your vegetables well for pesticide dangers. Those can cause like endocrine disruption and stuff, so I don't know, buddy. I don't know. Well, that's why I feel like cold showers would be the perfect thing for you, because on paper, it looks like dietarily you're doing everything you can. But the cold shower aspect is what's gonna make the biggest difference. That's why I push it on you all the time. It's the man up step where you're not just manipulating your brain, you're changing yourself. Like, your mind contains who you are. And if you can step into a cold shower, that's gonna boost your confidence enough to where you'll feel more in control of the world and life around you. You know, it seems wishy-washy, but it's actually like 100% true. Just the act of putting yourself in a cold shower is like, yeah, I just did this to myself. So who gives a fuck what the world tries to do to me today? I've already done worse, right? That's the effect of a cold shower. Is it like, life's gonna fuck with you every day, but as long as you fuck with yourself first and worse, then it's gonna seem less intense when the world does it, you know? At least that's been my experience with cold showers. All right, we're doing the first step 4 times. Now I need to put energy drinks in all of these. Right, that means I have to take out the meth. And then we have to put the paracetamol in these ones. And let's go talk to Billy. I don't really need to defeat the cartel, you know? But it is something we could do. He ain't around. He must be at the gas mart, getting his lunch. Hello, DJ. Hello, buddy. How are you doing today? Yeah, but the stress hormone levels are actually the good thing, though. That's it's a hormetic effect. When you take the cold shower and you get the big spike in cortisol, there's other things that it does too, though. Like, it raises testosterone, and apparently high testosterone, when you raise it, it reduces cortisol levels, but there's a whole other cascade of positive health effects to getting the testosterone spike. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. I always look at why something is going to work. I never look at why it won't, you know? All right, now the next step is, I believe, kook, followed by batteries, mega beans, and chili. But we are producing a good amount of this today. The weed is going fast. Yeah, we got to get those uptown customers fully unlocked. I'll have to go around and pass some out, but I want to make sure the dealers have a lot of zoinks first. I'm going to make some fool's gold for general purpose mixing. Yeah. General purpose sales. All right, let's get out of here for a minute. I'm gonna go try to give out some samples and unlock more customers. And we need to order another delivery of step 1. So to the bungalow, energy drink, flu medicine, gasoline, paracetamol. 1,700 bucks. I can't really afford it. Not until we deposit 10K. All right, let's go get some weed and some meth and try to secure some more customers from uptown. I think every uptown customer prefers weed over anything else, so it really just comes down to the weed. I'll take some meth as well, but we're not likely to get any sort of use out of it. We'll start with Fiona. 58, 45, 58. Okay, give her the weed. Next up is Jen Hurd over at City Hall. We got her a little bit addicted too. It's gonna help out. Oh, this is gonna suck. Cops everywhere here. 81. I'll take it. 81's good enough. Yeah. All right. Another customer down here. Herbert and Ray. All right. He recently purchased from the cartel. In order to sell to this guy, I have to like knock him over repeatedly. Until I get him to a place where we can actually interact with him. Trying to make it happen. Here we go. All right, and then the priest, Pearl, Harold, or wait, no, it's Tobias. Let's sell him some meth, just to bump up his addictiveness, get him calling more. The priest is driving home. We should go over here. Oh, I can afford that delivery now. Oh shit. Just unassigned a customer, Jesse Waters. Okay, deliveries. 80 energy drink flu. Yeah, this one. Gonna order it again. Give her some weed. I sold her that meth for a fucking $1, but I mean it's kind of worth it just to get the addictiveness up. We're gonna give him some zoinks. His tastes are high enough for it. Got him. Okay. Let's get over here and let's try to secure some more. We're doing good on the customer acquisition at present. Okay. Your kid is sick. God damn it. $53, $35. Low chance with the priest, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens. I have to go visit Michael Boog after. All right, we didn't get the priest. He's going to be one of the hardest customers to get addicted. A lot of the other ones will just sort of gradually fall in line and it'll happen easy. $62, $70, $70. We'll give him fool's gold then. Okay, we got most of the uptown customers today, which is good. That means we can start working on gradual addiction stacking. Billy Kramer wants 1 zoinks. Anyway, let's head back to the bungalow. So the last mix that we did, I believe, was the paracetamol, which means that gasoline has to come next. And then the gasoline has to be replaced by batteries, and Coke is the next step in the mix. So we're gonna go over here. Oh my God, there's cops. I kind of want to go to check on our weed farms, right? We'll turn this over and then we'll go. But we almost have all the customers unlocked. And it shouldn't be too hard to get the vast majority of these customers up to 100% addiction. This guy's only buying green crack, but you know, we go to any of these guys, we try to peddle them some fool's gold and we'll be all right. These guys will take a little bit more work, but we'll visit them. All right, Zoinks 4. Five. Okay. Yeah, let's get going. I'll bet the patrol has moved on to enough of an extent where I can safely get inside. Dennis Kennedy wants 1 Zoinks. All right, here we go. All right, all of these are done for now. We turned it over. Now let's start drawing the next generation and take all this heavenly stuff. Leave behind the trimmers. 15 green crack. I would rather sell you Zoinks, to be honest. It just gets really weird when you like change the price like that, right? Like something's really strange about it. Like it doesn't calculate the probability of success very well. Let's try this. Let's reduce the green crack to 1. And okay, well, we're gonna try that with another customer. We're just not gonna sell to her today. Yeah, I want to try to, like, what if I reduce the quantity to 1 and then change the type of the drug? Because it was saying there was a 0 probability of success, and it just didn't seem that likely. But maybe her affinity for meth is so low that maybe it's true. I just, you know, I don't know. Maybe she will only pay $200 for a Zoinks. Which is crazy. But it may be so. All right. Yeah, let's get out there. I need to go turn over the mixing. Hopefully we don't encounter any police resistance on the way. There are cops fucking everywhere. Let's take the back way. Alright, so we have Zoinks 5 now. And that next delivery will get here. Well, it's already here now. Okay, fair enough. Cross stitch, huh? I learned how to sew when I was in jail. I made like a little satchel. My cellmate was this Christian man who was in on a DUI. And he showed me how to sew. And then it's crazy. I actually ended up building like a fucking pillow empire. Because what they would do is like, there was one range needle. And my cellmate had the needle, right? And then when he left, I was actually trusted with it. And I started making everybody fucking pillows. He literally apprenticed me in the art of prison pillow production. And I remember in the weeks leading up to my release, I was just fucking banging out pillows every day, getting canteen items in exchange for it. It was fucking dope, dude. I was the pillow kingpin. Everybody wanted one of my pillows. Fuck yeah. I ruled that town. That cell block, I was king. Alright, so we're gonna go do these deals. I need to go to the sewer base as well, and I need to turn over the weed in there. I have a clear point of entry right here. Yeah, I kind of want to speed run getting all the customers to 100% addiction now, because that's the win condition of the series, right? So I want to bang it out, and then we can start putting employees at various places and start to make various brick farms to just sort of suss out. I really want to master and refine the mechanics of employee throughput and brick production, right? Like, I want to min-max. I want to min-max my setups and really figure it out. Beyond the vague ideas, I want to know what's best, right? The same way that, what's his name? I don't fucking know. 7-something. 7-pack, right? Something like that. Yeah, he's 7-pack is this guy on YouTube who does, like, data collection for Schedule 1 builds, and he looks at throughput, he looks at what's actually feasible within the game's mechanics. He was where I learned that you can't have a botanist assigned to more than 6 plants, otherwise the last 2, the 7th and the 8th plant, he'll never get around to them. Because he gets stuck in a loop processing the first 6 plants, right? So ideally you do like 5 plants and 3 drying racks. And I wanna understand the mechanics to that extent. Yeah, good morning, Curtis. Good morning. How are you doing? Looks like today might be one of those booming viewership days. I have a viewbot benefactor. Damn straight. Let's get out of here. I have to go to the motel. Okay, we're clear. We're doing a good job of stockpiling bricks for the dealer's re-up, you know? And I could theoretically afford a shitload of single mixes. Like if I bought a bunch of chilies, I could make a bunch of special sweet tooth, right? So I need 2 zoinks and I also need a couple jars of weed. We now have what we need for the deals. Let's try to get over there. I'll actually smoke some of our Granddaddy Perp mix so I can zip around town faster and stealthier. Oh. All right. And I can deposit 10K now for continued delivery throughput. 1 zoinks. Zoinks. Now, theoretically, I could do some last-minute addiction stacking today. I think it would be possible. We can at least consider it. Strongly consider it. There we go. Hell yeah, you can get more horizontal glide if you board your skateboard repeatedly. It helps you jump massive gaps like that. Yeah, we still have some buzz left. So, you know what? Let's just go continue with the mixing over here. Yeah, get it done. Quick, say something super controversial and get yourself shadow banned. Oh my god, immigrants, trannies, all of the above. Black people have high crime rates. Oh, yeah. All right. So, there we go. We now have our first quad batch of zoinks. Now we're doing another round with the next batch that I have. So let's take this meth out, let's put it here, and let's start mixing the aspen piss. It's actually energy drink, like, next, isn't it? Yeah, but I have to move it over. Okay, fair enough. And then we need paracetamol right there. Well, there we go. We got 4 bricks of zoinks. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Put that in the backpack for now, but that is golden crystals right there. You're doing okay, eh, Curtis? Zoinks 2. Now we need to put the gasoline on there, and we're gonna need to order that next delivery, but I'll have to deposit before I can order it. I have to use that bus stop. Okay. Deposit 10K. Holy shit. All right, I'm just gonna go to the sewer base, I think. Or I could go sleep at the RV. Both work. I can lose these guys and get there to sleep. Will addiction stack in the morning between mixes? All right. So, I have more guns here, right? Yeah, we have some debit money. I forgot to place the order, but that's okay. We just did this one, so now I need to get the next stage to the bungalow. So we'll get a recurring delivery of that. And then I'll get an additional recurring, yeah, right here. The stage 1. All right. So we've committed to some upkeep there. We're about to get a mass launder in about 24 hours. I need to continue committing to the mixing. I need to continue producing weed for the dealers, and I have to start doing some hardcore addiction stacking here. Irene Meadows. So let's try this here. Counter offer, reduce it to 1, and then Zoinks 3. Wait. Yeah, just regular Zoinks. So 353. That's really not the best price, but that's like the best I can do. The price per unit goes down when you don't sell them as many as they want. That's why it's happening, right? She wants to buy a whole bunch, but if I'm willing to take the pay cut, then I can give her a Zoinks and spike her addictiveness by 20%. I think I'll do that. Anybody who calls me is gonna end up getting more addicted that way. I need to give out more samples. Let's go buy some baggies. I'll get like 40. And I'm also gonna need to get some horse semen. Right, I'm gonna want to bag all these up. Actually, no, those are bricks for dealers. I need to get horse semen and bring it to the stash and dash for making more fool's gold. So I'll get like 100. Yeah, really all we need the 8-step mix for is padding the loss of the weed for our dealers. Our dealers sell however much weed every day, but the Zoinks helps them to sell less, which removes a lot of the intensity from what I have to do, right? I can't do fuck all here because I don't have any storage space, so we'll just head out. I'll go to the stash and dash. Hello, LA Medic. Hello, how are you doing? How did I open the door? I have a WarehousePlus mod. It's this one. Yeah, WarehousePlus. The warehouse is always open. So I can just go in anytime I want. All right, let's rotate all the meth and then maybe harvest the weed. I do need to try to get those new customers though, so... And I really want to experiment with like, I was watching some 7-pack videos and there's several different ways of mixing that I never even thought of. Like he has like a triple single mix setup where one chemist stays glued to 3 machines doing a single step mix in each one. So I could like mass produce Sweet Tooth in that way, right? Or he has other setups too where it's like, a dual quad setup or a single quad setup or a single chemist doing 2 double mixes, right? Like 2-step mixes. Just really cool shit. I feel like I need to explore that avenue. Anyway, we're filling all these up again. The chemistry station work does take a hot minute to do, but we'll do it. The thing is, we're producing a lot of zoinks right now. That's going to help us out. And this meth, I'm just going to make a lot of fool's gold out of it. And we can do some addiction stacking. I may also make some sweet tooth also. Jesus, yeah, having employees, man, it's nice. But I really do want to earn it. I want to see this playthrough to the end, right? Like, I want to actually get all the customers addicted before we feel comfortable moving on into either a different series or making this a forever world where I might literally keep this world forever to use as my fucking around testing brick output of various properties for various purposes type thing, right? Like, imagine having a world where we're just filthy fucking rich and we can play around and experiment with several different builds at will. Like, that sounds really fun to me, you know? Anyway, I need to go buy another chemistry station. Sorry, another couple of mixing stations. Okay. Now, let's try to go pay a visit to the new customers. Take a little break from all this. I'm not gonna do the plants yet. I need to bag up some of this weed, though. And I'll bag up a little bit more fool's gold. Let's hope we can make some headway with the customers today. We made a lot yesterday, we got a lot of new ones, but we need to do the addiction stacking itself, and that isn't easy to do when you're cruising around and there's police all over town. Yeah, let's get out of here. I'll be paying a visit to certain people to check their addictiveness. She's full, so not gonna worry about that. Oh, good luck making a sale to anybody here. Okay. Michael Boog. I'm just gonna sell him one fool's gold at a greatly reduced rate. Yeah, I have to sell it to him for 80, but that's 20% addiction that he'll get, right? Jack Knight, same thing. I want to get him more addicted. Oh, fuck, I accidentally pressed one green crack. We'll get the hang of it. Yeah. I've never done this before, so it's, you know. Makes sense that I'd fuck up a bit. She's already fully addicted. She loves meth. Harold, however, much harder. There we go. I got him 20% addicted for what I think is the first time. She's happy, clearly. Can't sell anything to Jack. I kind of screwed that up. So let's keep knocking on doors, visiting customers that we believe could use the top up to their addictiveness. He's buying something right now. Okay, 20%. Damn, how did I do that before? There. We gotta keep knocking them over there. Okay. Leo Rivers, a new dealer that I have to provide for. Terrific. Fucking glorious. Okay. He's fully addicted. She is. She definitely is if she's buying zoinks. Okay, we got more debit money. Nice. I had to reduce the price by 100, but I sold that grandma a fool's gold and got her addictiveness increased. He could use more too. And where the fuck is car guy here? We definitely made some progress on the addictiveness of various customers, but we are gonna have to knock on some doors tonight. Let's go do a round of mixes. Possibly even a couple. We gotta stay on top of it, right? Billy Kramer, 7 green crack. Is he fully addicted? Yep. So I guess we'll just sell him what he's asking for. I'll mark it down so we sell less. I'll give him 5 weed. Okay. So this is Zoinks 2, which means I need to mix it with the paracetamol now. Let's check on dealer supplies and see how they're doing. Oh, God. Yeah, they're about to run out of weed. Jane and Wei Long, less so. It looks like more people are buying the Zoinks there, but Benji's out of product. Really underscores the need that we have to keep on harvesting the weed, keep on producing. We do have more Zoinks to distribute, but... covering the needs of all the customers is certainly hard as fuck. When you're producing all the drugs yourself, it's hard as fuck. But we will cross that finish line. It's a battle of attrition. I can do those. Anyway, this is the last batch, and after this, I'm gonna have to actually, I might want to buy a van. I'm gonna have to restock the soil and seeds here in order to keep up production. Theoretically, I could build a weed operation at the bungalow and make it so that I have a weed operation and the mixing area there, but maybe I'll consider doing that in between restocks. Yeah, I could probably fit more stuff there is the thing, right? Like more machinery, more plants, more drying racks, etc. Anyway, we're good here for now. Let's go. Benji's out of product. We need to restock him. Yeah, we're gonna go knock on some uptown doors. Possibly suburbia. I need to also make sure I'm visiting Carl every day now, earlier in the game. I shouldn't save it until later and then be all regretful when he's barely addicted and I'm spending a bunch of days just trying to get him. Now let's take a look at Dennis Kennedy's addiction. 60%. So we're not gonna, yeah, good, zoinks, right on. I think I might actually sell him Fool's Gold. Just one Fool's Gold to bump up his addiction. Yeah. Having full control over the orders is going to be pretty useful. Let's convert this zoinks into bricks. These are for the dealers. All right. And let's just give Benji a little top up. Maybe he'll bang out a couple more deals tonight. Jen Hurd. 15 green crack. I'm going to counter offer that shit. We're going to reduce it to 1 and we're going to change the drug to Fool's Gold. Yeah. Addiction stacking. Now, I don't actually presently have... Oh, yes, I do. Beautiful. It's just over here in the inventory. All right. We need to go harvest our other sewer base right now, and then we'll come back and we'll think about setting out to restock every dealer. They're all harvested. They're all watered. And they're all getting planted. Done. Let's clean up. Clean up, hang up, retrieve, and then head back. Now, it actually just occurred to me that maybe using dealers might not be the right call. You know what? Maybe they can maintain the addictions of some customers, but honestly, if I go through this list and every customer who isn't fully addicted, I simply assign to me, then I can fast track it. And then once they're fully addicted, that's when I designate them to a dealer. That could work out better. Theoretically, it could. Anyway, let's get back. I need to go up this ramp. All the way to the end, and then turn right, and then turn left again. Fuck. Alright, let's try to get into the stash and dash. Yeah, we got some work we can do here. But you know what? I might be able to home stretch the wind condition within a couple of hours if everything goes well. Okay, we're gonna need those mixing stations. Let's start baking this liquid meth real quick. Because I can now make 5 stacks of fool's gold. And we'll be able to stop largely with the production of meth for a while. Possibly until win condition is met. Possibly. Where the fuck are those cops, huh? Yeah, right there. Let's wait. Good morning, Claire. Good morning. How are you doing? You just got done with a long grind on your main save, eh? Hello, Recoil. Good morning, buddy. Good morning. 9 a.m. for me. Well, almost 10. Yeah, how are you doing? Ugh. 3:30. Goddamn. Yeah, Zuzi woke me up this morning at like 6:30. Just about 7. She was having a bad dream. I'm one of those people, right? Once I'm up, I'm up. I heard somebody say that the other day and I resonated with it. Like, once I'm up, I'm up. I can never go back to sleep once I'm awake. Okay. So all the weed has been tended, but that's all the weed that we have for a while. So I'm actually thinking I might want to mix it instead of distributing it as is. Yeah, if addiction stacking is the goal, right? And prolonging the supply. Either way, let's leave that here. Brick this for consolidation purposes. And let's bring 2 mixing stations over to the meth lab. I have one right here, another one right there. The dealers will need a restock. We don't need to do that at night, though. Where's my meth and stuff? So fool's gold, zoinks, and 5 green crack for Billy. And let's take one of these and smoke them. Busy day. Hey, every day is busy when you have no employees, but it has been pretty fun. I am going to start being very purpose-driven toward the finish line, though. Addiction stacking and whatnot. Let's make more fool's gold. And let's head out. We got some deals to get done. I think everyone in here is fully addicted. If she's buying zoinks, then she's a lost cause. That's... She's past the point of no return. Here we go. Jen. So let's see if redirecting her deal works. So she's like no addiction right now. I lowered her down to a fool's gold for like pennies on the dollar. So Jen Hurd is now 20% addicted. It actually works. If somebody calls you wanting weed, you can sell them another drug. It's just you're gonna have to sell it for pennies on the dollar. But I'm able to do this with every customer who calls me in order to try and win them over. Now, I don't have any weed for this guy. I'm just gonna give him the jar. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it, especially if it works. We got it, yeah. He refused to buy anything, but that's okay. Let's sell Grandma here some meth. Get her right fucked, and then let's knock on the door and try to do some addiction stacking. The Fool's Gold is good for that. And I think that's it for now. We visited everybody. Did some really good addiction stacking there. And we at least got the priest as a customer. Let's visit this guy over here, see if he'll take anything. Oh, he's lost. Yeah, he's smoking zoinks. He ain't coming back from that. Once we get him token the zoinks, we own them at that point, you know what I mean? Alright, so I can start to visit the priest every day. I'm gonna have to visit Carl first thing in the morning every day too. Fool's Gold for Dennis. He's fully addicted. She could use another hit. Jack Knight. She's fully addicted. We don't need to sell to her. Okay. Better Minimap. Might not be able to make that deal to Billy. Pretty much just gonna try to give him a fool's gold and see what happens. Where's our deals? They're over there. But we're gonna visit some people. She's fully addicted. This guy is toast. We still have one influence in the docks. If I throw him in the water, we'll have none. Later. He's fully addicted. He is now. All right. So the graveyard, the central canal, and behind Handy Hanks. All right. It was worth getting Walter as a customer, but we are going to have to worry about the dwindling supply of all of the dealer's drugs. Very surprised we didn't get seen and hunted there. Here you go, Irene. 1 zoinks for you. Graveyard. Hey, sweetie. No, no thank you. I think you have a carbs in the morning problem.
It's that I have to eat before I take my
Antibiotics, okay. Why don't you eat eggs?
because we're out of eggs.
Oh, shit. Okay, that's a curveball I didn't expect. I wasn't ready for that one. How do I contend with that logic?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna redirect all the deals to me. I just need to grab Molly and Brad's cash. They still have leftover product too. Like they have a lot of zoinks that they're sitting on. So I'm taking every call. We're gonna have busy nights for a while, but it'll be worth it. Let's get to sleep. Allison Knight. You know what? We're gonna quit. Yeah, we're gonna quit the game and make sure that everything is copacetic because we just unassigned a lot of customers from a lot of dealers. It might have been you, Recoil. Once I'm up, right? Oh, Gamer Fams. Zuzi, Gamer Fam says hi. Zuzi says hello back. Oh man, Claire, that reminds me of the place we used to live. We used to live in Nova Scotia in Canada. It's kind of like an oceanic place. Beautiful weather. Really harsh winters, but a lovely place to live. And every morning, we had a patio that overlooked a bay where the water from the ocean came in. And we could get like direct sunlight there. It was so good. I miss it so much. It's probably one of the things I miss the most was going out there to sit with the cats in the sun on the like first thing in the morning, just soaking up the vitamin D, you know? Anyway, I need to list on my products app, Fool's Gold and some green crack. I'm gonna be redirecting everything into meth. Everything. Well, it depends on the addictiveness of the customer, really. So we're gonna keep this list open very often, and we're gonna check every customer who calls. With that in mind, I actually don't want to bother selling a Zoinks to Allison. I could sell her one green crack just the same, right? But we're gonna get the most out of our drugs. Money-wise, we're stable. Managing our output is going to be the most important thing here in order to make sure that we're min-maxing the addictiveness of the customers and having enough supply to keep them all topped up. Now, there's Allison. See, she's already fully addicted. So I'm not going to sell her a Zoinks. I'm just going to sell her like a single fucking weed, right? Like a single green crack. Where is green crack in this list? I don't like how it adds all these like this. There it is. Okay. One green crack late tonight. Laundering is done. Let's commence both again. He wants 6 green crack. Jeff Gilmore is currently not fully addicted. So he is going to get a Fool's Gold. I wish you could have like a list of favorite drugs there. Now you're incentivized to do a bunch of mixes so you can get a lot of experience gain, but it's counterintuitive to the deal menu because it shows you all your mixes there instead of only your favorites or only the ones that you're offering, right? Kevin Oakley. 68%. Fool's Gold. All right, so let's go continue working on drug production. All business is now flowing through me. I have to keep up with production. Keep up this mixing gravy train here. So that's Zoinks 3. Now it becomes Zoinks 4. Put the batteries there. And then we'll respond to our messages. Austin Steiner. He's got to be fully addicted. Yeah. Okay, so he just gets 1 green crack for maintenance. Meg Cooley. Yep, she will do with 1 green crack. Joyce. Fully addicted, 1 green crack. Okay, let's rotate all this meth. Louis Fourier. 43%. Yeah, definitely gonna give him fool's gold. Oh, I fucked it up. Never mind. Maybe I'll try to pay him a visit. We can still bump him up today. Chris Sullivan. And Elizabeth Homey. She's fully addicted. And Chris Sullivan is not. So instead of selling him 2 zoinks, we're just gonna sell him 1 fool's gold. Late tonight. She's just 1 weed. We already know Kyle's addicted. He is the guy. Like, he's the one guy where you just always know. We'll try to visit Jeff Gilmore sometime today and sell him something. Zoink 6 is now coming in. Yeah, I kind of gave up on min-maxing, like, you know, keeping the dealers stocked. Now I'm just trying to, rather than min-max my production and output, I'm just trying to min-max the regulation, like the outflow of stuff, right? All right, we have the next delivery. We don't really need it. Heater. Gotta be fully addicted, right? Maybe it would be easier if I sorted it by region. So like Sam Thompson, he needs something, but everybody else in Northtown is fine. Their deals, I can just always give them 1 weed, right? Lisa's fully addicted. We're just gonna give her 1 green crack. So this is how you manage it. You can actually, it's funny that I set myself the win condition of getting every customer addicted, because as long as you're willing to sell them like peanut quantities, it's fairly easy to do. Anyway, let's go pay a visit to Jeff Gilmore and Sam Lubin. Or Sam Thompson, right? Yeah. Okay, he's at 100% addictiveness now. Now for Dude Bro. We have a lot of characters that aren't showing up on the minimap. It's weird, actually. Don't really know why it's happening, and I can't sell to him. Maybe, is it because I clicked Nevermind? That's very strange. Yeah, we're definitely having some glitches with the minimap. 100%. The track NPCs on minimap thing is like broken right now. So, Doris Lubin. I really wish it showed you the addictiveness of customers in this interface right here. Greg Figgle. Hank Stevenson and George Green. We know George Green is. What about Hank? Yep. Eugene and Charles. Eugene is not. Charles is. Bruce and Lucy. Bruce is docks. No, he's not. He's downtown. Yep. And Lucy is not fully addicted, but Bruce is. So he just gets 1 green crack. And Lucy gets 1 meth. Geraldine is just getting 1 weed. That's just addiction maintenance right there. Okay. Jennifer Riviera. Chloe is definitely fully addicted. Yeah, we're just gonna give her a green crack. Ludwig, totally fully addicted. Jennifer's not fully addicted yet, so we can sell her meth. And I'm gonna run out of time to pay a visit to Carl Bundy if I screw the pooch on that any longer, so let's go find him. I may go back to using the dealers, but I wanted to get an idea of how much of the town was addicted and how much of the town wasn't. The only shitty part is, because my minimap icons are glitching out, I can't really tell where some of the NPCs are. I think it's okay. I haven't warned them enough. Alright, well here's Carl. I reduced the price by 100, but we did get him. We did. That's all we need. We just need to, like, break him in, right? Kelly Reynolds. She's Doc's. And she is fully addicted, so she gets just, like, 1 green crack. Kathy's definitely fully addicted. So, you know what? We're just going to use this data to my advantage. All the customers who we are currently... All the ones who are getting green crack are the ones who are fine. The ones who don't matter either way, right? So we're going to give those to the dealers at the end of the night. Every time we do a deal, we're going to give the ones that are getting weed to the dealers, and everybody else I will keep for myself. That's a good way to go about it. Mac Cooper. He goes to the dealers tonight. Yeah, he's a green crack deal. Marco Barone. Pepperoni. He could use some more addictiveness for sure. We'll give him Fool's Gold. Try to save on Zoinks. Zoinks is really good for prolonging the supply of the dealers. Because their weed does go pretty fucking fast. Right now we have a good amount of bricks saved up, but... Okay. We have a lot more Fool's Gold. Peggy is totally fully addicted by now. I'm not too worried about Jerry Montero either. But Randy Caulfield, downtown customer. Fully addicted, that's recent. We just got him fully addicted. Okay. All right. We're addiction maxing. Did I live in Halifax? No. No, we lived in Apple River, Nova Scotia, and Arishat, Nova Scotia for a while. All right, we are gonna need a lot of baggies. Hell, I'll get 100. Let's get busy. Yeah, we're pretty much just selling one fool's gold or one green crack. It's funny, you know, the goal isn't really making money for me. It's just doing the addiction stacking to meet that win condition. Yeah, the series has kind of changed, you know? At first, I felt all frantic about it, like I would need to keep up production the way I was keeping up production. But the truth is, you can get a lot out of a little drugs regarding the addiction of your customers. You know? Yeah, I want to cross that finish line and get that win condition. 3 messages. Mick is definitely addicted. He's just going to get a single green crack. Ms. Ming and Beth as well. Donna. All right, let's check. 4 customers. Trent, definitely addicted. We simply sell him a green crack. Yeah, we're doing a good job of feeling out our clientele right now. Jeremy Wilkinson and Ray Hoffman. Jeremy is suburbia. Auto dealership guy. He needs a little bit more addiction. So we're going to bump him down to 1 fool's gold, and then he'll be at 100%. Ray Hoffman. 60%. So he, too, requires fool's gold. Philip Wentworth and Kim Delaney. Kim's done. 100% she's done. But Philip, I think he is too. Yeah. Dennis Kennedy. %. He's just about there. Give him a fool's gold. And we're going to have to distribute a bunch of product across all the dealers. Which means I might want to go check out the farms one more time. Still have 4 more baggies. Jen heard. What have you heard? Let's see here. 20% definitely needs something very addictive. Fool's Gold. Yeah, let's go make as many bricks as we can. We're gonna have to visit both of our locations. Do the full harvest. We don't have the supplies to keep growing more weed, but this is just about outfitting the dealers so that we can hand off customers to them. We're gonna have a lot of zoinks for them too. At least I don't have to replant. For now. I don't even know if this method of mine is gonna work, but we're trying to do addiction stacking in the most efficient way possible. Okay, there we go. Let's deposit these trimmers. Anyway, we pretty much have one more call left, I think. Maybe two. Genghis and Cranky Frank. They're the latest callers, right? But we harvested all that. We're gonna leave here at the Highland Range exit. Gonna go harvest all the weed in that area. Although it looks like I don't really have the inventory space for that. Now, it is a possibility that tomorrow I could mix all of that green crack into, like, Sweet Tooth. Theoretically, we could do it. But I feel like it probably wouldn't be worth it, because it barely bumps up the value of the bud. You know what I mean? Yeah, 50. It becomes 80 per bud. We're already at 60, so we'll just distribute the bricks. Speaking of, let's make them. And the way that I'm gonna do this, I think, is we're only gonna use a few dealers instead of all of them. It's harder to keep all of them stocked than it is to just keep a few of them stocked. And I'm gonna give myself an acceptable amount of not yet fully addicted clientele. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Right now I have a bunch of half-baked notions and ideas, but really, on paper, everything works until you try it, and then it turns out it doesn't. Let's go down to the sweatshop and grab that weed there. Hopefully without getting into trouble with the cops. I'm hoping this can be the last time I even grow weed, you know? Like, these might be the final harvests for the playthrough type thing. It depends on how quickly we can get every single customer to 100% addiction. That's the whole thing. Okay, let's get out of here. I'm gonna brick up this weed. We're gonna distribute it to the dealers, and I have to do all of the sales tonight. This is this is like a fucking... Oh, fuck. This is a 3 moonwalk problem, for sure. Alright, come on. I need to get them all away from the motel and following me over here. And then I need to get that guy out of his car. I can't open the door. All right, let's just go into the bungalow then. And maybe I can proceed with my mixes while we wait for the heat to die down. All right. Yeah, we have Zoinks 6 right here. 4 batches of it. We just got to keep it going. Now it goes into the Mega Bean. And then we pass it over to the Chili's after, and we'll have a shitload of it. I might even want to get that done before I distribute to the dealers. For now, we're going to make bricks out of these. I'm going to grab Moonwalk, and I'm going to start flying around. I could probably get into the motel now, even if I'm being chased by these guys. Yeah, they don't stop you every time. Yeah, we're trying to gear up and mass produce for the home stretch, where I try to get every customer fully addicted within the matter of like a week. We're gonna have to hope we can micromanage these resources, otherwise I'll have to produce more, right? I don't really need these jars of product anymore. Better used as bricks for the dealers. Okay, so let's take a little break and let's start slinging. Yeah, we got a sling. I have a whole bunch of fool's gold and a whole bunch of weed. With extra. So that's it. That's our deals. And we just need like 3 moonwalk. Holy fuck, dude. All right. So Beth is green crack, and she's Northtown. She goes to Benji. Beth Penn, done. Anybody who's green crack basically goes to a dealer. Anybody who's not green crack stays with me. So that's Peggy Myers. She also goes there. I do wish I could sort them alphabetically. This is kind of a shitty system right now. It needs a lot of work. All right, Peggy Myers. Chloe. Jesus. Yeah, this is really inefficient. It's just hard to spot them sometimes. I guess I'll look for their tag on the side instead of looking for their name. It's easy to miss their name, but if I'm just looking for the Northtown tag on the side, that makes it easier. So, Austin. Yeah, let's test out looking for the Northtown tag. Yeah. Okay. Kyle. And possibly Mick and Ms. Ming. Okay, Kyle, Ms. Ming, and Mick. Good? Yeah, looking for the tag of where the customer comes from is much easier. Okay, Kathy. Got it. Geraldine. Now that I think about it, it would have been... The thing is, although it would have been easier for me to... Okay, so I keep Kevin Oakley. Although it would have been easier for me to just unassign the non-addicted customers, I wanted to do it this way so that I could... Like, right now, I'm dealing with everybody and improving addiction, but we're greatly reducing our drug consumption in the process, right? So Randy Caulfield is, I believe, a downtown customer. We're going to give him to Brad. All right. Ludwig. Peter. There's Ludwig. Peter will give to Brad. George Green. Meg. And Charles. Okay. Joyce. Keith. Jerry. Joyce, Keith, and Jerry. All right. Dean and Trent. There he is. Okay. So, we got all the deals in Northtown, except for we have to do these right there. Let's toke up. Start the last batch of our mix. Yeah, this is gonna be full-blown zoinks now. Beautiful. Give that to the dealers later. Okay, we eluded detection. Kim Delaney and Doris. I remember Doris is at like the bottom of the list. Okay, and Kim Delaney. Let's just look for the Westville tag. There. Yeah, it's way easier to look for the tag of the location than it is to look for the actual customer's name. Okay, Elizabeth. She gets assigned to Brad. Jesus. I almost got seen. So that's Donna. She goes to Brad. Yeah, because Benji has no more space. Let's look for that Northtown tag. Here we go. Greg Figgle. He's fully addicted. Goes to Brad. This is Jennifer Rivera. I keep her. And Lucy, I also have to keep. Yeah, I like this. I like this. We're gonna have a very accurate list of who needs, like, tending to their addiction and who doesn't. He's fine. Lisa's, I think, meeting us tonight. Green Crack. Kelly Reynolds. I believe she is a Docs customer, so she's gonna go to Jane Lucero. Yeah, Kelly Reynolds. Lisa's fully addicted. Give her a weed. She's also Docs. She also goes here. Let's look for her red hair. It's pretty easy to spot. There. Randy is fully addicted. I'm pretty sure we broke him in, so we're just gonna go ahead and give Randy... He's a downtown customer. We'll give him to Brad. We already did. Sherman. I need to keep Sherman. Marco, Fool's Gold. I need to keep him too. What about Genghis? Genghis is done. I can assign him to Jane. Hey, sweetie pie.
Hey, darling. There's this one. Something next to it.
Okay.
There is more.
Okay, how long do you think before it's ready? All right. Thank you, sweetie.
So you may
Alrighty, sounds good.
say allow it.
I will allow it.
I will share.
Alright, looks like Javier is done. He is downtown, right? He may be Docs. No, he's Docs. So he goes to Jane. Uvu Javer. Alright, we got one more deal behind the gas mart here. Oh, here's our guy. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna keep Jeff. He needs to get more addicted. My name is Jeff. Dennis. He may be done. Let's look at his percentage value. 100%. We can now assign him to Wei Long. The list is getting a lot smaller now. It's still not small by any stretch, but it's getting smaller. We need to meet this guy back here. Hank Stevenson. Okay. Hank Stevenson also gets assigned to this guy. All right. Jen Hurd. I'm gonna be keeping her. We need to continue addiction stacking her. We can now visit the priest and Pearl. Try to addiction stack them. Very nice. Yes! Oh my god, we got the priest. Okay, 20% addicted to Fool's Gold meth. Now, everybody here. Beautiful. Okay. Now we gotta visit Ray, who will remain with us for a time. A lot of these uptownies will. Oh yeah. Okay, we're almost done. We've done a good job so far. Let's go visit Michael Boog and Tobias Wentworth and try to bump up their respective addictivenesses. Their addictionalisms. Beautiful. All right, so Philip definitely gets assigned to somebody else. Philip, I believe, is downtown. Let's look for his bald head. Yeah, he is downtown, so he goes straight to Brad. Okay. Jennifer and Melissa. Let's take a look at both of them. Jennifer's 87, so we should hang on to her until she's fully addicted. Melissa, on the other hand, is fully addicted and she's a Doc's customer, so we're going to assign her to Jane Lucero. Good. Eugene. Oh yeah, he needs more, so he's ours. Bruce, however, is completely done. And I believe Bruce is Doc's. No, he's downtown, so he goes to Brad. Good. Now let's attend our remaining deals. It's been a very productive day of like customer organizing, right? If the goal is to get customers more addicted to your product, then you need to receive the deals, not your dealers. Because you can actually alter the parameters of the deals if you wish, right? Chris will have to become more addicted, so we'll hang on to him. He's our customer. Allison can be assigned to Waylong. All right, and maybe I'll knock on a few doors. Jesus, man. Fucking cop. Okay. Nice. We got another deal with Harold, which is critically important. The more addicted he gets, the better. Hank is done, I think, but Jackie could use more. Very nice. Let's unpack some of the meth and the weed from our backpack. I can't knock on Sam's door. Hank Stevenson is done, right? Yeah, he is. What about Jack Knight? Can't sell to him. Does the addictive thing reset with each type of drug? Curtis, this is how it works. I have a mod that lets me see what the customers want, so you can see that there's an appeal rating here. Customers have different levels of appeal for different drugs, so I'm gonna show you this, all right? If you go to the customers page on the Schedule 1 wiki and you scroll down, it shows you here that each customer in the files has a different affinity for different drugs. So looking at this is Allison Knight. -6 means she doesn't like weed. Hell, she even hates it. But she's okay with meth. She likes mushrooms and she loves coke. Basically from -1 to +1. That's like whether they dislike or like the drug, right? So let's look at another customer. Anna Chesterfield loves weed. She's a pothead. She despises meth. And she likes mushrooms and coke, right? So different customers like different things. But I've learned that you can actually alter their affinity and get them addicted to drugs that they hate. So if I visit Allison every single day with a mixed weed that causes 100% addictiveness, she will eventually start calling me for weed more than other drugs. You can actually break the customers. I'll show you a good example here. Harold Colt, he hates everything. He hates every type of drug. But if I keep on selling him meth, he's gonna start calling me every day for meth. Every day. Yeah, that's how it works. In our last playthrough, Harold started calling me every single day to get more meth. Alright, so, we have a couple of deals left at the South Overpass and the destroyed RV. Not that it's really destroyed, but... Jeremy Wilkinson, he might be done. Yeah, he is, so we're gonna give him to Wei Long. Alright, my customer list is looking way fucking better now. And we'll just keep on doing it like that, right? We'll keep on sorting it in that way. +1 green crack. So he's, yeah, Matt Cooper has to be given to, he's a Doc's customer, to Jane. So now our dealer list, like, they have far fewer customers across the board, a lot of them. We will need to restock the dealers, but we'll do that tomorrow morning. For now, I'm gonna go sleep in the RV. That was a really great day of figuring things out. I'm doing pretty good, Snap. Pretty good, buddy. Hello, Chris. It's good to see you guys. Have a good night, gamer fam. What mix am I doing? I'm doing a few. I'm doing Fool's Gold, which is just horse semen and meth. It has 100% addiction rate. And I'm also doing an 8-step mix. So Lily Turner, we're gonna sell her a Fool's Gold tonight. I could even visit her during the day. Yeah, fuck, let's just start cruising around selling during the day too. And it gives me a reason to traverse the town and visit my dealers. Marco.
Huh.
Yeah, a lot of these customers, we recently completed a deal with them, so we won't be able to do anything. I believe the priest is counted on that list, but I might be able to go visit Carl Bundy at his front door. But before we go, we're gonna grab some product and we're gonna distribute it among the dealers. Yeah, I need to go grab the zoinks that we have. Let's deposit some surplus weed here. Okay. Yeah, we got more zoinks, which I'm very happy to see. There it is. Let's go make bricks out of this, and then we have to distribute our drugs across all the dealers. The weed that we give them will last longer, because they don't have their full customer lists, at least most of them don't. Molly and Benji do, so they'll need the most weed right now. But the Zoinks is really going to help to prolong supplies. This stuff sells for a lot. When a customer buys Zoinks, they're typically only buying one. And it's better to sell one Zoinks than it is to sell like fucking 10 weed, right? All right, so we have 7 bricks of Zoinks. Benji's definitely gonna need like 2 bricks of Zoinks. And then we'll give him 7 bricks of green crack. We have what, 5 dealers, I think? Yeah. Okay. All right. Brad needs less. He doesn't have as many customers, and Molly's gonna need a lot. She's gonna need another 2 bricks of Zoinks. Oh shit, right. Deal for Lily. Okay. Let's go next to the medical center. We have an hour and a bit to make that deal for Lily. She just wants 1 fool's gold. That's easy addictiveness. And yeah, we're gonna try to keep on re-ing up the dealers while we continue trying to get customers more addicted all across the board. We have to go visit Carl Bundy after we deal with Lily. Next to the medical center here. There we go. Louis Fourier. Okay. We'll sell him a fool's gold, and we'll sell it to him during the afternoon. Then I might be able to sell to him again later today. I cannot sell to the priest. Let's go visit Carl Bundy. He's either standing at the docks or walking to the docks from his house in suburbia. All right. So she's good. Now Wei Long needs more product. Here's Carl, just as we thought. He declined our offer to receive a drug, though. Maybe we can check back with him later, but I doubt it. Usually only get 1 shot, like 1 shot per day with him. Okay, we have 2 more bricks. 160, 200, 130, 138, 171, but... Okay, we have a lot of drugs in circulation. I'm gonna give these 2 bricks to Jane. She has customers that have deep pockets, so it just may be wise. Yeah, I can keep knocking him over until eventually he becomes, like, interactable. But it really depends on how he ragdolls. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. It's a headache, but honestly, he's one of the customers who's addicting himself over time. Sam Thompson. Well, let's take a look at your customer page. 100%. Well, we're just going to sell him green crack and reassign him to a dealer tonight. Behind the Crimson Canary. Here you go, buddy. Lewis is closer. Michael Boog doesn't want anything. Let's go visit Jackie Stevenson. I don't really like how these cops are just standing there, but if I do that, they'll start moving.
Nope.
Lily already bought from us today. Yeah, you can make the cops move by, like, knocking them over. Randy's done. Kevin is not, but I will be seen by the police if I try to deal with him at the wrong time, so...
Okay.
Got it. And now he is done, so we're gonna give him to Brad. Kevin. Done. Shitload of fuzz around. Okay, we got Tobias a little more addicted. 60. Let's try to visit the priest. He spends some time down here in Westville. He is a tough nut to crack, but if we can manage it, you know. It really just comes down to the priest, Carl, and Harold. Those are the hardest customers to addiction stack for, because they're not customers who are going to call you. You have to seek them out yourself. Nope, the priest doesn't want shit. Sherman doesn't either. Alright. Jack Knight. Counter offer. I will sell you a fool's gold. Shit, I scheduled it for late at night. I should have scheduled it for during the day, but I guess that's fine. Let's just give Benji these bricks. It's pretty sus. He hasn't gotten a single call for a deal yet. Although we did fulfill a lot of orders last night, and a lot of them were Northtown, so... I'm gonna save and quit. Honestly, it feels like the dealers might not... They're not doing anything. Alright. Say I have them at 100% with weed and I unlock and start selling meth, does it reset? Yes. They're different affinities. Now, their addiction stat is different from their affinity. Addictiveness is how often they call you for their drug of choice. But on top of that, you can give them a different drug of choice by making sure you sell it to them once in a while. So when somebody calls you for weed, like let's say you sold weed to somebody, you got them to 100% addictiveness, and they call you seeking weed. If you choose to sell them a piece of meth instead, then you have just taken their affinity for meth and raised it a little bit, right? Or a lot if you have a 100% thing, like a 100% meth type as I do. Yeah. So it's best to think of it like they have an addiction stat overall, which is how often they call you. But on top of the addiction stat, they also have appetites for different drugs. And you can alter their appetite through direct action and manipulation. Not getting that many deals today. Let's review the customer list and see if there's anybody I'd like to visit. Jeff Gilmore. I could pay him a visit, try to get him a little more addicted. If we succeed, then he's a customer off my back that I don't need to worry about. Okay, into the water you go. I could visit Fiona as well.
Sure, dude. Sure.
Okay, I think Jeff Gilmore is now done. Yeah, he is. So we're gonna give him to Brad. I wonder what that phone notification was. I can sell to him right now, even though it doesn't start for 5 hours. Let's just do that. Make an offer. You know what? No, get out of here. You schedule a deal like everybody else, you fiend. All right. Maybe if I track down Karen, we could sell to her right away. Jack Knight allowed me to sell to him 5 hours early, which is pretty crazy. They don't often do that. We don't need to deal with Dennis. He's basically done. Anna Chesterfield, how addicted are you? 56? I got you. We're gonna sell you Fool's Gold. And we're gonna sell it to you right now. Behind Randy's Bait and Tackle. I'll also go visit Fiona. I don't know where Fiona is. Billy Kramer. Is he fully addicted? I thought he was. Let's check. Docs. 100%. So yeah, we're just gonna sell him a nugget of weed right now and then pass him off to a dealer, or I'll just assign him now to Jane and then she'll take his business instead. Okay. Lisa's definitely cooked. Duh. Nice, we got Chris a little bit closer. Shit. We'll have to visit them later today. Alright, Jen Hurd. She's closer. Yeah, I'm starting to realize the win condition is, like, it's pretty simple to get every customer to 100% addiction. It really is just like a patience check more than anything. It doesn't, you know, it's not too hard. Sherman Giles. If you regulate the traffic of your customers, it's a lot easier. And I wasn't doing the smart regulation of traffic for the whole playthrough. I was basically just trying to make sure everybody had everything they wanted all the time. But you really don't have to do it that way. It's largely unnecessary if your goal is just getting every customer addicted. So this is the last deal with Ray. We'll sell him a Fool's Gold. Let's go behind Randy's Bait and Tackle and next to the courthouse. Harold. Nice. Yeah, he'll be calling us very soon. Okay, he's done actually. We no longer need him as a customer, so let's assign Ray to Wei Long. Marco, right on. He's closer. He's at like 94% right now. There you go. We will visit the priest one more time before the day's out. We don't need to sell to him. He's cooked. Jesse Waters? No. We're just gonna redirect her business to a dealer. Probably Brad. After. All right. And we need to give Sam to somebody. He's now fully addicted, but those 3 are full. So I'll probably have to overflow into Jane's customer list for Sam Thompson. Let's go to Sauerkraut Supreme Pizzeria and conclude our business with Sam permanently. The dealers will keep him satisfied from now on. She's good. She's already assigned to Brad. Yeah, I have more weed in my backpack. Okay, so behind the dealership and the Central Canal. That cop followed me into Westville. Oh god. Fuck. Wow, they're just spamming their tasers. Hell yeah. I can sell more tonight now. Hang on. Oh yeah. Look at me, man. You can tell I'm getting really reckless. Well, honestly, I'm excited about just sort of allowing employees. Yeah, we've worked hard on this series. Kevin Oakley is done. Jeff Gilmore is also done. Anna Chesterfield we met up with just recently, so everyone in that building is pretty much covered. He needs more. Oh, hell yeah. Thud. This is my town. My town. My house. He's done. Likely assigned. Irene Meadows. Oof, we got the priest again. Damn straight. Yeah, this is basically it. That's how you get customers calling you, is you just sort of break them down. Fiona. Lily. Jen. As you guys, we made so much progress on the customers just by deliberately hunting them down and bumping up their addictiveness as much as we could. Anyway, guys, who here feels like watching me start another adventure where we actually allow for the use of employees, huh? Curtis, there is a faster way to do it. Wait, hang on. The ultimate goal of this run was to try and get every customer up to 100% because I had to produce all the drugs myself. But in the process of it, I realized how easy that actually is if you don't use dealers. Using dealers and trying to keep dealers restocked was the very thing making it difficult to do, right? Once I stopped trying to keep the dealers stocked, it became a very simple matter of just like making sure I'm selling one dime bag at a time. It was super easy. And probably the biggest thing that changed the game for me was realizing that I could change the product that the customers wanted to another product. You can counter offer, and as long as you're within the acceptable margins of the price, like, they'll take it. And over time, you can get them more addicted to that drug that way. Let's take a look at the contact list here. I want to take a look at some of the customers who were tough nuts to crack. So right here, right, Carl Bundy won't buy anything. But if you look here, I showed you guys Harold. I showed you Harold, right? Harold dislikes every single drug. He has minus 27 for meth. But because we sold him enough fool's gold, he now has an appetite for meth of all kinds. So now we can actually get phone calls from Harold for meth, right? And in that similar vein, like, you know what? Let's go to sleep and let's try to go sell Carl Bundy another piece of meth. And let's see if it goes from he won't buy anything to he'll buy meth. Let's go see right now. We'll try to have a deliberate test and see. The priest as well. I kind of want to take a look at the priest's page and see if he has changed. Gotta bounce. So Carl won't presently buy anything. Now, if I give him another piece of meth, what does it become? Still won't buy anything. But if I was to visit him a couple more times, then he would develop an appetite for it, right? What about the priest in Uptown? Yeah, he won't buy anything, but like, what if I go sell him another meth right now? It depends on whether or not he'll take it, but this does work. In fact, in the previous episode, we actually watched a customer go from not wanting to buy anything to being willing to buy meth just because we sold them enough meth. We actually watched it happen in a customer. They went from only wanting weed to then wanting meth and weed. It was really cool. Like, you can change the clientele. You can alter your customers, right? What about Lily? See, she will only buy green crack, but what if I do this? I'll meet her right fucking now. So we sell that to her, and then Lily, she still won't buy meth, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it's working. I don't know if it works during the meetup deals. Like, I don't know if their affinity changes during a meetup deal. I would need to be able to see actual file data, right? And I can't see it. But it might work. I know that it works when you have a handshake deal with them. Like, if you just walk up to them in the street and you sell them a drug, you will change their appetite. But I don't know if it works when you schedule a deal with them and you change what they're asking for to do it. It might work though. And the next series, we're gonna try to find that out. Yeah, but I think that this series has been very interesting to go through, right? We had to get the most out of our product, and I'd say we largely succeeded. Look at that. They still have a shitload of weed. The Zoinks, the 8-step mix, really helped to slow down the bleeding of the weed. I could easily maintain this, right? What's Cranky Frank? He'll buy anything. Yeah. All right, well, you know what? I think I'm done. No gun, no drugs on the Benzie dealer. Yeah, what's he doing? Yeah, I think that what LA Medic is trying to tell you, Chris, is that addiction and affinity are two different things. So a customer can have an addiction of 100%, but never call you for meth or coke if they prefer weed. But you can make them prefer meth and coke by giving it to them on a regular basis. And that's how you can use addiction and affinity to maximize your customer list. Okay, fair enough, LA. Oh, okay, you were asking what the ultimate goal of Curtis's playthrough was. All right, well, guys, we're gonna get ready. We're gonna get ready for a new series. I want to try. I am so ready for an automation series, right? It's only 11:12. We can still have like 8 hours to start the playthrough. Yeah, let's get. I need to delete my save. Local disk C, users, Thomas, app data, local low, TVGS, schedule 1, saves. Delete that. So we now have a blank slate to work with, more or less. And we are going to need to schedule a new stream. I'm basically calling this one victorious, but not on the basis that I actually did what I set out to do, but on the basis that I discovered a way to do it. Yeah, I discovered a way to easily do it. All right, so this is going to be episode 1, attempt 17. Permadeath, Perma-Arrest, Forever World, episode 1. Schedule it for 11:20. I can't wait until there's more schedule 1. I want exactly what the game is, but just with more. I feel like a lot of us probably feel that way about it, you know? All right, so we have a redirect into our new playthrough. And then we need to turn off these automatic settings on the video, followed by retrieving the chat of that stream and inputting it into OBS. All right, guys, I'm going to go pour my coffee, and then we're going to start this new series. Oh, what is this? Oh, God, what did I just do? Okay, there we go. Properties, paste. All right, guys, I'll be right back. I get that. I mean, with unlocking new customers, do you have to wait and do it by having them suggest it, or can you speedrun it? You can speedrun it. Basically, you have to just buy spray paint, and you have to reduce the cartel influence in the next zone in order to unlock it. So if you have all the Westville customers and all the Northtown customers, and you want to unlock the downtown customers, then you have to grab spray paint and do some spray painting in downtown. Or erase Benzie's graffiti. That's an option too. God, I am so excited for this next playthrough. Yeah, we're gonna have clean setups, dude. Anyway, guys, I am gonna end this stream, and all of you will be transported directly over to the new one. At least as long as the redirect works properly, you should end up over there. I'll just double check that the redirect is enabled. Yeah, sure is. All right, everybody, I will see you over there. Take care for a hot minute. Oh, okay, no, yeah, you have to get this customer in order to branch out and get these ones. Yeah, but what you can do, Curtis, is maximize the chance of getting that customer. There's a couple ways to do that. One is have higher quality drugs. Somebody is more likely to accept a free sample if it's heavenly or premium instead of standard. And two is making sure you have every type of drug as high quality as possible. So like some customers prefer meth. You can actually get some standard meth in the sewer on day one. I do it all the time in my playthroughs. You can also get mushrooms in the sewers. So if you grab the mushrooms in the sewers and you hang them on a drying rack, then you'll have heavenly mushrooms to give out as samples. And that's going to help you get more customers faster with less failures, right? So there's ways and means, there's tricks. Anyway, guys, I will see you in that next stream in a moment.